So I opened a hot pot restaurant with my childhood bestie. First year, we absolutely crushed it. We cleared a cool $2.5 million in net profit. Come tax season, bonus time, he walks up to me, slams a stack of cash on the table, and looks me dead in the eye with the confidence of a man who thinks he just did something historic. Along with the cash, he slides over a partnership dissolution contract. I look down, just by eyeballing the thickness of this pathetic little stack. It's maybe $50,000 max. The lease is in my name, and I put up all the starting capital, he says, completely serious. All you did was film some TikToks to bring in customers. 50 grand is honestly generous. I looked at the 50 grand, then looked at him. I didn't say a single word. I just signed the paper. All right, man, whatever you say. He genuinely thought I was an idiot. What his genius brain forgot to calculate is that I was the reason people actually showed up to eat. So I took my 50 grand and immediately went across the street. There was a failing restaurant over there, and I bought it out on the spot. Cut to 6 months later, my new restaurant concept is booming, and I've already expanded into a nationwide franchise. Meanwhile, my old buddy, whose name is Jibo Chang, decided to cut corners by using illegal, sketchy gutter oil in his kitchen. Naturally, I anonymously reported him to the health inspector. As the cops were loading him into the back of a cruiser, I rolled down my luxury car window, caught his eye, and yelled, "Hey bro, don't worry, the food in jail is way cleaner than your hot pot." I heard later that he completely broke down in the interrogation room, crying his eyes out and wishing he'd never tried to screw me over. Talk about instant karma. "Are you sure you didn't grab the wrong envelope?" I asked, staring at the pathetic stack of cash. "Nope, exactly 50 grand, Jibo Chang said, leaning back. "Look, Lin Feng, don't start glaring at me. Let's do the math. Who used their family connections to lock down this prime location? Me. Who dropped a cool million from their family's inheritance money to pay for the renovations and equipment? Also me." "Yeah, you put up the million," I replied, keeping my cool. "But you know exactly what my life has been like for the last 365 days. Our gross revenue this year cleared $10 million. After expenses, we made a clean $2.5 million in pure profit." "Oh, please, stop trying to take all the credit," he scoffed. "All you provided was manual labor. I could hire a fresh college graduate to do your job for pennies." I let out a dry laugh. "All right, Jibo Chang, you really think this place can keep raking in cash without me, just relying on the internet traffic you bought? Fine, give me a pen." "Hey, now you're talking," he smirked, sliding a fancy pen over. "Careful with that Mont Blanc, by the way. Don't drop it. You can't afford to replace it." I scribbled my name and pushed it back. It's signed. And you know what? I'm not even gonna bother counting this 50 grand. As of today, I am completely done with this restaurant. Suddenly, his tough guy act melted a bit, looking a little surprised by how fast I folded. Wow, man, you signed that incredibly fast. Look, don't take it personally. I'm doing this for your own good. The restaurant industry is cutthroat, and now that the business is huge, we need to corporatize. Take that 50 grand, move back to your hometown, open a little convenience store. It's safer for you. As soon as I walked out, my phone buzzed. It was Lily, our front of house manager. "Hey, Lynn, what is going on? Are you seriously leaving? Boss G just posted an announcement in the company group chat saying you resigned for personal reasons, and then he immediately kicked you out of the chat. What happened?" "Nothing major," I sighed. "He just kicked me to the curb. We made $2.5 million in net profit this year, and he threw me a 50 grand severance package. He actually claimed I've been leeching off the company for years." "What? How can he be so utterly shameless?" Lily gasped. "Lynn, if you leave, what are we supposed to do? That jerk Wong Mang just took over the dining floor, and he's already bossing everyone around. He told us we all have to work 2 extra hours every day with 0 overtime pay. Even Chef Lee in the kitchen is losing his mind. He said without you running the logistics, the kitchen is a total disaster. Everyone is panicking." "Lily, listen to me," I said, keeping my voice low and steady. "The holidays are right around the corner. Tell everyone not to do anything reckless. Stay there, keep working, and keep getting paid. Don't walk away from your paychecks right before New Year's. Pass the word to Chef Lee, too. Tell him Lin Feng is not slinking back to his hometown with his tail between his legs. Just hang tight and wait for my signal. I'm not letting anyone get screwed over like this." I hung up, took a deep breath, and dialed a new number. "Hey, Joe? Yeah, it's Lin. Are you still looking to invest in a new restaurant project?"
Bro, I need a massive favor. I need a business loan for $100,000 and I need it yesterday. Joe sighed through the phone. Lin, it's the end of the year. Every bank is locking down their approval process. What do you even need $100,000 for anyway? Aren't you absolutely killing it over at Heidi Lau? Jibo Chang completely screwed me, I said, looking across the street. He kicked me out. Right now, I'm standing on the sidewalk right across from our old place. Directly facing it is this failing hot pot joint called Shu Shang Ge. The owner just hung up an emergency for lease sign. He only wants $100,000 buyout fee and that includes all the equipment. I'm buying it. I am going to destroy Jibo Chang right under his stupid nose. Are you insane? Yelled Joe. Opening a rival restaurant directly across from the most popular spot in the neighborhood is business suicide. Just trust me, Joe. He went quiet for a second, probably looking at my file. All right, look, I've seen your restaurant's financial statements on my back end. I know you were the entire backbone of that operation. Your credit is gold. I'll push this through the manager's priority internal channel. I'll get you the funds in 20 minutes. Thanks, Joe. I owe you my life. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Boom, loan approved. I practically burst into the failing restaurant and showed the owner my screen. Look, the $100,000 from the bank just hit, plus the $50,000 cash I have in my pocket. That's $150,000 total. $100,000 for the buyout and $50,000 for me to restock inventory. I'm taking it. Can we sign the contract tonight? The guy looked at me like I'd grown a second head. Kid, look across the street. That's Heidi Lau. They are the exact reason I went bankrupt. You are literally throwing your money into a meat grinder. I smiled. Jibo Chang is running an empty shell. Trust me, I'm not suicidal. We won't know until we try. Let's sign. The guy basically gave me the, hey, you can't save someone who wants to jump look. All right, it's your funeral. He signed the papers, handed over the keys, and left me with a fully equipped kitchen. Game on.
Right on cue, the door jingled. Well, 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 look what we have here, a voice sneered. It was Jibo Chang, flanked by his new right-hand bootlicker, Wang Mang. Lin, I honestly figured you'd take that $50,000, buy a rusty golf cart back in your hometown, and drive tourists around for tips. But this? You bought the place across the street to compete with me? Wang Mang chimed in, looking around like he was an elite architectural inspector. Boss G, look at this trash hole. Not a single leather booth in sight, just ripped posters on the wall and some tacky neon signs. If this place stays open for a month, I'll legally change my name to Mang Wang. Don't lose any sleep over it, boys, I said, leaning against the counter. You don't own the street. May the best kitchen win. Jibo Chang laughed, though it sounded a bit forced. Lin Fang, don't be a stubborn idiot. Every single customer on this block belongs to Heidi Lau. All I have to do is drop a little cash on marketing and buy a few bot armies to leave bad reviews, and you won't even have enough money left to buy underpants. Oh, I'm shaking, I smiled. Let's see who ends up losing their pants first. We'll see, he snapped. Meng, let's go. Later that night, around 11 p.m., my phone started buzzing. It was Chef Lee from my old kitchen. Lin, I swear I cannot deal with this absolute clown show anymore, Chef Lee vented, sounding completely defeated. Jibo Chang has officially lost his mind. Today, he fired our fresh meat suppliers. He replaced them with freezer-burned zombie meat that's been sitting in a cold storage warehouse for 6 months. And the tripe? He bought some dirt-cheap, chemical-soaked garbage. Ah, there it is. The greedy bastard couldn't even hide it for a week. I told him customers would taste the difference immediately, Chef Lee continued, and he literally pointed a finger in my face and yelled, "You're just a cook. You don't know anything about business. Lin, I've been a chef my whole life. I can't serve people toxic garbage. My conscience won't let me." Chef Lee, I said seriously, do you trust me? Of course I trust you, Lin. The whole crew knows you were the real brains behind that success. Quit tomorrow. Bring the best line cooks with you and come across the street. I'll start everyone at a $2,000 monthly raise, plus a 5% profit-sharing bonus at the end of the year. We'll put it in writing."
Done. I'm throwing my apron in that jerk's face tomorrow morning. The next day, it wasn't just Chef Lee. Lily walked in with a whole squad of front-of-house staff. "Lin, we're here to join you," Lily said. Jiba Chang slashed our tips in half and tried to force us to push seafood that smelled like a landfill to our customers. We couldn't do it anymore. I looked at their tired, stressed faces. "You guys took a lot of crap over there, but you're family now. Let's get this new pot boiling. Lily, take everyone to sign their contracts. Chef Lee, come hit the kitchen and check out my new broth base." A few minutes later, Chef Lee let out a gasp from the back. "Holy crap, Lin! This broth is stunning. It's crystal clear, beautiful deep red, and this aroma? Did you add herbs to this?" "Yep," I smirked. While Jiba Chang was busy playing corporate hotshot, I spent 2 weeks hitting up local herbalists. I tweaked our original recipe with some exclusive, soothing, cooling herbs. It tastes incredible, and it won't give you heartburn. We are going to absolutely annihilate them. A few weeks later, our grand opening hit. I was wiping down a table near the front window when I overheard 2 customers chatting. "Bro, this new place, Jiang Di Lao, is unreal," one guy said, shoving a piece of beef into his mouth. "The line across the street at Heidi Lao was too long, so we came here as a backup plan. Best decision ever. The service is insane. Hot towels, lens wipes for my glasses, free manicures and snacks while you wait. They completely embarrassed the place across the street." "Right," his friend agreed, nodding frantically. "But the food is the real kicker. Taste this hand-cut beef. It literally melts in your mouth. And notice how the broth is spicy but super clean. No chemical aftertaste at all. This place is a masterpiece." Meanwhile, across the street, a massive storm was brewing. "Wang Meng, explain this to me right now," Jiba Chang screamed, slamming his fist on his desk. "Today is New Year's Day. The streets are packed with people. Why are our sales numbers in the toilet?" "But Boss G," Wang Mang stammered, sweating through his shirt, "that new place across the street, Jiang Di Lao, they stole over half our lunch and dinner rush. Plus, we had 3 tables complain today that our meat tasted sour and the tripe was like chewing on a rubber tire." "Bullshit," Jiba Chang roared. "Meat is meat. They're just being picky and looking for an excuse to complain because they're broke. This has Ling Fang written all over it. He probably hired internet trolls to tank our reputation. Call the biggest food influencer in the city. Give them $10,000. I want them doing a live broadcast from our dining room tonight." "Oh, and by the way," Jibo Chang barked at his assistant, "tell that influencer that while he's live streaming in front of his tens of thousands of viewers, I want him to completely stomp Jiang Di Lao into the dirt." Cut to later that evening. The big shot food influencer, Big Tao, was live on camera inside my ex-partner's restaurant. He grabbed a massive chopsticks full of beef, shoved it into his mouth and blech. "Oh, gross. Someone get me a napkin, fast." Big Tao gagged, spitting the meat right out onto the table. Jibo Chang, who was watching from the sidelines, panicked and ran over. "Bro, Big Tao, what's wrong? That's premium top-shelf meat." "Premium my ass," Big Tao yelled directly into his phone screen. "Guys, looking at this live stream right now, what even is this garbage? This beef is 100% glue-injected, low-grade mystery meat. It literally tastes like industrial chemicals and Elmer's glue." Jibo Chang's face went entirely pale. He aggressively shoved an envelope into Big Tao's hands, whispering frantically, "Bro, help me out here. We're live. I know how the game works. Take this 10 grand. Change your tune right now and tell your audience it's a unique, rustic, fermented flavor profile." Big Tao didn't even blink. He turned his camera directly onto the envelope. "Guys, check this out. Not only is the owner of this joint feeding people toxic sludge, but he's also trying to slide me 10 grand on camera to keep my mouth shut. You know what? Let's head right across the street to that new place, Jiang Di Lao. Let's see if it's actually as legendary as my followers say it is." 2 minutes later, Big Tao was sitting in my restaurant. He took one bite of our beef and his eyes practically popped out of his skull. "Guys, holy crap, this is unreal," he gasped to his live stream. "The tenderness of this meat, the crazy depth of flavor in this broth, and there's this incredible herbal, refreshing aftertaste. This isn't just a win, this is a total,
undisputed, multi-dimensional knockout. From now on, if you want real hot pot, you ignore the trash across the street and come straight here to Jiangdi Lao. The next morning, Lily came sprinting into my office, waving her phone. "Lynn, we blew up. We are completely viral. The line outside is literally wrapped all the way down the block." I just sipped my coffee. Hey, you can't trick people's taste buds, but this is just the warm-up. Sure enough, a few days later, the empire struck back. Chef Lee burst into the kitchen, looking super anxious. "Lynn, the guys across the street have completely lost their minds. Jibo Chang just hung a massive banner outside. Everything is 50% off. Plus, if you load $1,000 onto a gift card, you get another $1,000 free. Our lunchtime rush just took a massive dive. We actually had empty tables today. Should we slash our prices too? Run a promo?" Chef Lee, take a breath, I smiled. "We aren't dropping our prices by a single penny." "But why, Lynn?" Chef Lee stressed. "They're at half price and we are at full price. We're going to lose all our customers." "Lee, you've been running kitchens your entire career," I said, leaning back. "Do the math. Even with the absolute bottom of the barrel toxic garbage Jibo Chang is buying right now, add up his rent and payroll," I continued, looking out the window at his desperate neon signs. "Is there any profit margin left at 50% off?" Chef Lee scratched his chin, doing the mental math. "If he's cutting prices in half and throwing in free beer, no way, he's losing his shirt. He's bleeding cash every single day." "Exactly. And I know Jibo Chang better than anyone. The guy is a total Scrooge. He loves money way too much to just watch it burn. So, if he's losing money on every table, what do you think his next move is?" Chef Lee's eyes went wide. He's going to buy even cheaper, nastier ingredients? Bingo. But his current inventory is already absolute garbage. In the restaurant business, the ultimate red line is food safety. By crossing it, he's literally digging his own grave. We don't even have to lift a finger. He's gonna self-destruct all on his own. A few nights later, Auntie Wong, one of our dishwashers who used to work for him, pulled me aside in tears. "Lynn, my boy, Jibo Chang and Wang Meng are absolute monsters. I saw them taking the leftover hot pot broth from the tables, pouring it into a dirty metal drum, and telling the kitchen to strain out the floating food scraps so they could reuse the oil the next day." My stomach completely turned. I knew Auntie Wong would never lie about something like that. Jibo Chang had officially flushed his remaining human decency straight down the toilet. He was using literal gutter oil. Later that night, I was walking down the alley behind the restaurant to throw out the trash when three sketchy-looking dudes stepped out of the shadows blocking my path. "So you're Lin Feng, huh?" the leader sneered, cracking his knuckles. "Someone paid us good money to come break a few of your bones tonight. Boss G told us to give you a little message. Don't push your luck. Before the sun comes up tomorrow, you're going to hand over the secret recipe for your broth base, close down this joke of a restaurant, and get the hell out of this city." The second guy stepped up, trying to look intimidating. "Otherwise, you won't have a single peaceful day for the rest of your life." I couldn't help it. I just burst out laughing. Jibo Chang was clearly completely broke and drowning in desperation if this was his grand strategy. "What the hell are you laughing at?" the leader snapped. "You want to die?" "I'm laughing at how incredibly stupid you guys are," I said, pulling out my phone and turning the screen toward them. "Jibo Chang throws you a few pocket change dollars, and you morons willingly march straight into a felony assault charge? Take a look at my screen. See that little waveform moving? I've been recording this entire conversation. Every single word of your extortion plot is saved." They froze. "Now, look up at the intersection behind you," I pointed. 3 high-definition night vision security cameras. They've got your faces in crystal clear 4K. If I lose so much as a single hair on my head in this alley tonight, this audio and video will be sitting on the local police chief's desk before breakfast tomorrow. The leader looked at his buddies, his tough guy act instantly evaporating into pure panic. You think you're slick? Screw this, let's get out of here. And just like that, they bolted down the street. As soon as they disappeared, I pulled out my phone and dialed a number. Hey, it's Lin Feng. You interested in breaking the biggest local news story of the year? We're talking the absolute biggest restaurant scandal in the city. Heidi Lau using literal gutter oil and rotten mystery meat. I've got all the receipts, and they are damning. The next day, I called Chef Lee into my office to show him the hidden camera footage our undercover whistleblower, who had posed as a kitchen assistant, just smuggled out. On screen, Wang Meng was supervising the kitchen staff as they poured leftover half-eaten spicy broth into a massive greasy vat. Make sure you strain it completely clean, Wang Meng's voice echoed from the speaker, and throw in extra chili flakes and peppercorns. Once it's boiling, the customers won't suspect a thing. Monsters. They are absolute monsters, Chef Lee yelled, slamming his fist on my desk. Lily, I called out to the front office, send file number 1 straight to the Food and Drug Administration and the Health Department. Send file number 2 to every major investigative journalist in the state. Set the timer for tomorrow at noon. We are dropping this on every single social media platform simultaneously. Boom. The next day at noon, the internet completely melted. Holy crap, look at the trending topics on Twitter, Lily screamed, staring at her phone. The Heidi Lau kitchen horror story is the #1 topic nationwide. The comment section was pure chaos. This is vile. No wonder I spent all yesterday puking my guts out in the ER after eating there. Lock these criminals up. Shut them down permanently. Boycott Heidi Lau. Take everything they own and throw them in prison. Cut to a few hours later. A fleet of police cruisers and health department vehicles pulled up to Heidi Lau with their sirens blaring. All right, teams, listen up, the captain barked into his radio. Surround the building, secure all exits. Teams 1 and 2 with me. We are storming the kitchen and the manager's office. Let's move. The doors burst open. Police, nobody move. Hands where we can see them. Ji Bo-chong was sitting at his desk counting cash when the cops slammed him against the wall. Who do you think you are? He shrieked, his voice cracking. On what grounds are you arresting me? Do you know who my dad is? Ji Bo-chong, you are under arrest for the manufacturing and distribution of toxic and hazardous food products under extreme aggravating circumstances, the lead detective said, slapping the cuffs on him. At this point, buddy, you could be related to the president and it wouldn't save your ass. Take him away. Let go of me! I'm innocent! Ji Bo-chong screamed as he was dragged through the dining room in handcuffs. It was Lin Feng! Lin Feng framed me! Outside, a crowd of people was cheering and filming the whole thing on their phones. Justice was served. Fast forward a bit. Zhang Di Lao was absolutely crushing it. We were expanding so fast it was dizzying. One afternoon, Chef Lee burst into my office looking like his hair was on fire. Lin, big boss, we have a major crisis. Chef Lee, I laughed, leaning back in my leather chair, you're the vice president of supply chain logistics now. You gotta stop bursting in here like the world is ending. What's up? For the past 2 weeks, this massive new corporate entity called Apex Dining Group has been popping up everywhere, he panted, throwing a folder on my desk. Their restaurant decor, their entire service blueprint, even the specific way their hosts whistle to welcome guests, it is an exact carbon copy of our Zhang Di Lao setup. I just chuckled and tossed the folder aside. Relax, Lee. It's just a cheap knockoff. We've been a national sensation for months now. You think this is the first time someone tried to copy our homework? You can copy a tiger's stripes, but you can't copy its bones, I said, spinning my pen. They can copy our look, but they can't touch our core supply chain. They're just playing dress up. But Lin, you don't get it. They aren't just copying our style. They are actively poaching our people. Chef Lee stressed, pacing around my office. They've already offered insane salaries to buy out several of our core kitchen managers. And get this, for their grand opening, they're running a 70% off discount for the first 3 months. Plus, if you load $5,000 onto a gift card, they give you $10,000 free. I raised an eyebrow. 70% off. In the restaurant world, that doesn't even cover the electricity bill and payroll, let alone the food. They are hemorrhaging cash by design. Who the hell is backing them with that kind of money? Lee pulled up a document on his tablet. I looked into it. The CEO of Apex Dining Group is an old acquaintance, Wang Meng. Wang Meng, Jibo Chang's old kiss-ass cousin? The very same, Lee nodded. When Jibo Chang got busted and dragged off to prison, Wang Meng didn't get directly implicated, so he fled back to his hometown. Word on the street is he's been living it up in Macau the last couple of years, acting as a frontman and professional bootlicker for a filthy rich, highly connected trust fund kid named Young Master Liu. Lin, how do we fight back? I didn't even hesitate. Here's the game plan. First, anyone who abandons us for their high-paying slots is permanently blacklisted. They can never work for Jiangdi Lao again. Second, every single one of our locations nationwide holds the line. We don't drop our prices by a single penny. Third, get our legal department to draft a massive copyright infringement lawsuit. Wait, Lin, are we seriously just going to sit here and watch them steal our lunch crowd without doing anything? Lee, trust fund money doesn't grow on trees, I smiled calmly. Young Master Liu didn't let his rabid dog Wang Meng off the leash just out of the goodness of his heart. He expects to see a return on his investment. Running a 70% off deficit, Liu's bank account can only sustain that heat for 2 months max. And once the money dries up, Wang Meng will do exactly what Jibo Chang did. He'll start cutting corners and buying toxic, low-grade food. A leopard doesn't change its spots. We don't need to do a thing. We're just going to sit right here at the top of the mountain and watch him drown himself in his own mud. Meanwhile, outside the gates of the local state penitentiary, a heavy iron door buzzed open. Jibo Chang, you're officially processed out, the guard grunted, handing him a plastic bag of personal items. Keep your nose clean and don't come back. Jibo Chang stepped into the sunlight, looking haggard and completely broken. Keep my nose clean? I lost my restaurant, my money, my reputation. I have absolutely nothing left to lose.
Suddenly, a slick black SUV pulled up and the window rolled down. It was Wang Meng, wearing a flashy suit and cheap sunglasses. He tossed a business magazine onto the hood of the car. Hey, Boss G, check out the front page, Wang Meng sneered. Lin Feng is officially a multi-billionaire now. Are you seriously just going to take that lying down? Jibo Chang stared at my face on the magazine cover, his knuckles turning white. Lin Feng, he ruined my entire life. I will never let him get away with this. Flash forward a month. I was attending a massive hospitality industry gala when a familiar, annoying voice called out from behind me. Well, 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 if it isn't Big Boss Lin. Long time no see, Wang Meng bragged, swaggering over to me with a glass of champagne. I heard Jiangdi Lao's dining rooms have been looking a little empty lately. Tell you what, you can come manage the floor at Apex for me. I'll make sure to save a nice little entry-level position for you. I took a slow sip of my drink, looked him up and down, and said, I'm sorry, do I know you? Wang's smug smile instantly twitched. Oh, real funny, Lin. Act tough all you want, but let's look at the facts. In the last 3 months, you've burned through roughly $50 million of Young Master Liu's money, yet your customer retention rate is under 5%. People show up for your 70% off fire sale, and then they never come back a second time. Wanna know why? Shut your mouth, Wang snapped. It's because your staff are a bunch of greedy mercenary flakes you bought out with cash, and your soup base, it's industrial, chemically engineered sludge, packed with artificial flavorings to hide the taste of cheap meat. You're a fraud, Wang. Keep talking your sci-fi nonsense, Lin Feng, Wang hissed, clapping his hands together, because I actually brought a special little anniversary gift just for you tonight. Come on out. The kitchen doors pushed open, and an old man in a stained, oversized apron walked out carrying a tray of drinks. My jaw almost dropped. It was Jibo Chang. Surprise, Lin, Wang laughed hysterically. Your old boss is currently my head dishwasher. Tell you what, if you stand up right now and loudly admit to this entire room that your precious Jiangdi Lao is total trash compared to Apex, I'll have him bow down and beg for your forgiveness. I looked at Jibo Chang, who was staring at the floor in absolute humiliation, and then I turned my eyes back to Wang. Hey Wang, I said, my voice completely calm. Do you know what the defining characteristic of a rabid dog is? Wang blinked, caught off guard.
What? It'll wag its tail for anyone who throws it a bone, but the second it goes completely insane,
it will sink its teeth into the very hand that feeds it. I looked past Wang Mang, straight at Jibo Chang. When young Master Liu officially cuts your funding, and trust me, it's coming, you're going to realize you have nowhere left to run, and that's when you'll try to burn the whole house down. Wang Mang's face flushed with anger, but he didn't say another word. He just grabbed Jibo Chang and stormed off. Cut to a smoky, dimly lit motel room later that night. Wang Mang slammed a heavy duffel bag on the bed in front of Jibo Chang. "Did you take a good look at what's inside that bag?" Wang Mang hissed. "That right there is our ticket out. I just dropped a cool $1 million to bribe a night shift security guard at Jiangdi Lao's main distribution warehouse downtown. Tonight, at exactly 3 a.m., that guard is turning off the backdoor security cameras for exactly 5 minutes. You're going to slip inside with that bag and dump everything in it right into their fresh meat storage." Jibo Chang's hands started shaking as he unzipped the bag, revealing vials of toxic chemicals and containers crawling with live pests. By tomorrow afternoon, Wang Mang grinned like a movie villain. Tens of thousands of people across the country will be eating that contaminated meat. Massive food poisoning outbreak, nationwide headlines, and Jiangdi Lao is permanently canceled. "Are you insane, Mang?" Jibo Chang gasped, backing away. "This is domestic terrorism. People could die. If we get caught, that's life in prison or worse."
"Oh, you think you have a choice?" Wang Mang laughed, stepping into his face. "Look at yourself. You are broke, washed up ex-con. Who else gives a crap about you besides me? If we pull this off, young Master Liu is giving us a $50 million payout. I'll split it with you. $20 million cash. We smuggle you out to Southeast Asia by sunrise, and you can live the rest of your life like a king." Jibo Chang stared at the bag, his desperation finally overtaking his sanity. "Screw it. Lin Feng ruined my life. I'll do it." Flash forward to 3 a.m. at my warehouse. Jibo Chang slipped through the shadows and tapped on the back door. The corrupted guard opened it a crack. "Are the cameras off?" Jibo Chang whispered. "They're off. Go straight down the hall, second cold storage unit on your right. You have exactly 5 minutes. Move." Jibo Chang snicked into the massive freezer, laughing under his breath. "Enjoy the extra ingredients, Lin Feng," he muttered, uncapping the toxic vials and pouring them over the crates of beef. "And let's add a few hundred cockroaches into the mix just for fun. Bon appetit." 10 minutes later, he ran back to Wang Mang's waiting SUV and hopped into the passenger seat, panting. "It's done, Mang. Perfect execution. No one saw a thing. It's all in the meat." "Ha! Beautiful," Wang Mang yelled, slamming his foot on the gas. "Gee, I've already tipped off every major news outlet in the state. We're going to sit in my executive office, pop a bottle of expensive champagne, and watch Lin Feng's entire empire burn to the ground." "Man, you really are a genius, Boss Wang," G smirked, pouring the drinks back at headquarters. "Who does Lin Feng think he is? If he hadn't snitched on me years ago, I wouldn't have spent 5 years in a prison cell. Today, I'm taking back everything he owes me with interest." Just then, Wang Mang's assistant knocked nervously on the glass door, holding a tablet. Boss Wang, G, should we maybe hold off on celebrating for just a second?"
"What do you mean, what if the health department doesn't find anything?" Wang Mang barked at his assistant, who was shaking like a leaf. "Are you an idiot? I literally watched Jibo Chang cram toxic sludge and roaches into their inventory with his own 2 hands. It's a done deal. Even if Lin Feng had 100 mouths, he couldn't talk his way out of this one." "Exactly," Jibo Chang sneered, swirling his champagne. "I personally handled the drop. There's 0 room for error. The second Jiangdi Lao collapses, the entire hot pot market in this city belongs to us." Wang Mang's assistant nodded frantically, tapping his tablet. "Hee, you're right, boss. Look, I've got the smear campaign press releases completely drafted. Should we hit submit?" "Do it. I mean, no," Jibo Chang laughed. "Send it. Blast it across every single platform right now. I want the entire internet to watch Lin Feng plummet from his billionaire cloud straight into the mud." But karma moves incredibly fast when it wants to.
10 minutes later, the assistant slammed the door open, his face completely pale. "Boss Wang, gee, we have a massive problem. The health inspectors never even went to Zhang Dilao's warehouse. They just showed up at our Apex headquarters with a fleet of police cars." "What?" Wang Mang screamed, dropping his glass. "That's impossible. I know for a fact the contaminated meat is over there. Why the hell are they raiding us?" I don't know, boss. The cops are flooding the lobby right now. Should we run? Run where, you moron? Wang Mang panicked, spit flying from his mouth. "Get me the internet troll armies. I don't care if it bankrupts us. We are dragging Zhang Dilao down with us. Call the biggest botnet broker in the country. Give him whatever he wants. When people wake up tomorrow, I want the word Zhang Dilao permanently tied to food poisoning on every trending page." Wang Mang grabbed his phone and dialed the broker. "Hey, Zhang, it's Wang Mang from Apex Dining. I'm dropping $5 million right now. I want top-pinned smear articles on every platform and 100,000 bot comments spamming the internet. Make everyone believe Zhang Dilao's broth is loaded with laxatives and biohazards." The broker laughed on the other end. "Relax, Boss Wang. When the cash is green, the internet is your playground. Give me 3 hours and 5 out of the top 10 trending slots will be pure Zhang Dilao toxicity." Wang Mang hung up, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "Ha! Gee, with $5 million on the table, Lin Fang is done. Even if he has 10 mouths, he can't wash off this much digital garbage. The market is still ours." "Lin Fang wanted to play chess with me," Ji Cheng cackled, his eyes looking completely unhinged. "He put me in a cell 5 years ago. Today, I'm going to let him taste what it feels like to have the entire country hate his guts." A little while later, the assistant pointed at the monitors. It's working, boss. Look, trending topics number 1 and 2 are completely flooded with angry mobs trashing Zhang Dilao." "Good, beautiful," Jibo Chang cheered. "Call Zhang back and throw in another $1 million. Tell them to roast him alive." But right at that exact second, Wang Mang's phone rang. It was the broker, but he wasn't laughing anymore. He sounded like he was running for his life. "Wang, you completely ruined me. Every single one of my network accounts has just been banned and scrubbed from the internet." "What? How is that even possible?" "Zhang Dilao's legal team," the broker screamed over the phone. "They somehow intercepted our entire encrypted chat history and wire transfer receipts. They handed the whole packet directly to federal cybercrimes and the platform tech giants. My servers are permanently seized, and the feds are literally knocking on my front door right now." Click. Wang Mang stared at his dead phone, his brain completely short-circuiting. No, that's impossible. How could he possibly have our chat logs? Right on cue, the doors to our executive suite didn't just open, they were practically kicked off their hinges. I walked right in, flanked by a squad of police officers and a camera crew broadcasting live to millions of people. "Mr. G, Mr. Wang," I smiled, holding up a sleek black flash drive. "Were you guys looking for this? Wondering how we got it?" Wang Mang stumbled backward. How did you get our internal files?" "Well, it turns out that elite bot broker you hired, Zhang Dilao sued him 3 years ago for corporate defamation. He's been on the industry blacklist forever. We've had a legal wiretap warrant authorized on him for months. You literally paid our primary target to commit a crime." I turned directly to the live stream camera following me. "To everyone watching at home, take a good look. Every single piece of fake news regarding Zhang Dilao over the last 24 hours was maliciously manufactured by Wang Mang and Jibo Cheng of Apex Dining Group, who spent $5 million on fake internet bots to tank our brand. Shut it down! Turn that camera off! Turn it off right now!" Wang Mang shrieked, covering his face like a vampire exposed to sunlight. "Don't rush to turn it off just yet, boys," I smiled. "The show is just getting to the best part." "The Department of Cybersecurity already has your warrants ready," I said, looking down at Wang Mang and Jibor Chang, who were now trembling so hard they looked like wet chihuahuas. "Malicious defamation, extortion, organizing illegal bot networks, and disturbing public order. later. Have fun with the subpoenas, boys. But as the cops began to lead them away, Wang Mang leaned over and whispered frantically to Jibo Chang, "Stop crying, you idiot. We still have a backup plan. Lim Fang's entire empire relies on his physical restaurant locations. We just need to pay people to go to his dining rooms, pretend they got violently sick, and blast him online. Say he uses expired ingredients, makes illegal profits, and oppresses his employees. Fabricate whatever you can. We are going to strip him down to his underwear and ruin his name so bad he won't be able to show his face in this city ever again." Cut to a few hours later at our flagship location. The dinner rush was in full swing when 3 sketchy guys at a booth suddenly started banging their fists on the table. "Hey, waiter, get the manager out here right now," one of them yelled, clutching his stomach like he was auditioning for a daytime soap opera. "My bros and I ate your hot pot and now we are puking our guts out. Our stomachs are turning. We can't even stand up straight. Your broth is definitely poisoned." Lily, who was managing the floor, rushed over instantly with total professionalism. "Sir, please calm down. If you're feeling unwell, we will call an ambulance right now to take you to the hospital for a full medical evaluation. Jiang Di Lao will cover 100% of the medical expenses. And if it turns out there is any issue with our ingredients, we will take full responsibility." "Oh, save the nice guy act," the leader shouted, trying to grab the attention of the surrounding tables. "Now you want to pretend to be the good guys? When we were eating that mystery meat, you didn't say anything. Jiang Di Lao is a corrupt, toxic business. Everybody stop eating. Get out while you still can." Just as he was making his big theatrical scene, a sharp-eyed waiter noticed the guy's friend sneaking his hand out of his jacket. Smack! The waiter grabbed the guy's wrist mid-air. "Hey, what do you think you're doing? Let go of me," the guy panicked, his face turning bright red. "What's your problem? It's not me. It was already in the pot. Let go." A couple of dried, crunchy, dead cockroaches slipped out of his fist and rattled onto the table. "Everyone take a good look at this," I said, stepping out from the kitchen doors, once again flanked by our live streaming media crew. "To all our customers here tonight and to everyone watching the live stream online, check this out. These 3 fine gentlemen haven't even touched a single piece of food from their pot yet, but they've been screaming about stomach pain for 10 minutes. And look at that, they just got caught red-handed trying to plant dead cockroaches into the broth to frame us." "You're lying. You're forcing us into a corner," the leader stuttered, completely breaking character. "It was Apex. Wang Meng paid us to do this." Right on cue, 2 police officers walked through the front doors. "We received a call about malicious property damage and corporate extortion. Gentlemen, you're coming with us to the station." The crowd in the restaurant instantly erupted in massive cheers and applause, chanting "Jian Di Lao, Jian Di Lao," as the 3 scammers were dragged out in handcuffs. Back at Apex Executive Office, Wang Dang watched the entire live stream conclude with a definitive victory for us. He slammed his laptop shut and threw it across the room. "Useless trash," he screamed into the empty room, pulling his hair out. 3 grown-ass men, and they couldn't even successfully plant a single cockroach? And to top it all off, they got caught red-handed. Wang Meng continued to whine, pacing around his collapsing office. They almost shouted my name directly into the live stream camera. Suddenly, his desk phone started ringing off the hook, and his assistant sprinted in, looking like he'd just seen the Grim Reaper. "Boss Wang, it's over. Young Master Lee just wiped our bank accounts clean. He pulled every single dollar of his investment and completely ghosted us. The city just locked down and sealed all of our Apex locations. We have absolutely nothing left." "Nothing left?" Wang Mang roared, his eyes bulging. No way. Doesn't Lin Fang care more about his upcoming corporate Wall Street IPO than anything else? Fine, we go out in a blaze of glory. We file an official, real-name report to the SEC and the feds. We take all that fake food contamination evidence we manufactured, hand it to the regulators, and drag Lin Fang down into the grave with us. Cut to the very next morning at our main corporate headquarters. The front lobby was suddenly swarming with federal and local health regulators. "Where is Lin Fang?" Director Lee demanded, flashing his badge. "Have Lin Fang step out here immediately." immediately. We have received an official real name emergency report stating that your central refrigeration facilities are severely contaminated with toxic bioagents. We are issuing an immediate total lockdown of this facility to conduct mandatory sampling and chemical testing. Director Lee, welcome, I smiled, stepping out of the elevator completely unbothered. Cooperating with public health and safety investigations is always our top priority. However, Director Lee, you don't actually need to send your hazmat teams down to our central storage units. Director Lee frowned, completely confused. Mr. Lin, what exactly is that supposed to mean? I turned to Chef Lee. Lee, go ahead and bring those 10 massive chemical drums that Jibo Chang snuck in and sabotaged last night. Bring them right here into the main lobby and let our friends from the media take all the high-def photos they want. On it, boss, Chef Lee grinned. Director Lee stared at me like I was playing 4D chess. Lin Feng, you knew someone was going to try and poison your inventory? Oh, I didn't just know. I watched him do the whole thing on my laptop while eating popcorn. All right, team, open up the drums right here in front of the inspectors. Let's do the testing live on camera.
The lab techs stepped forward, dipped their testing strips into the red sludge, ran it through their mobile scanners, and immediately stared at the screens with blank expressions. Report, Director, the lead tech stammered, rubbing his eyes. This isn't hot pot broth. It's literal tap water mixed with red organic food coloring. And the toxic chemicals inside, it's just a tiny, harmless dose of over-the-counter laxatives and medical-grade mouthwash. Even if someone drank a whole gallon of this stuff, the absolute worst thing that would happen is they'd have a slightly urgent bathroom break. There is zero biological hazard here. Director Lee's jaw dropped. He whipped around to face me, looking completely exasperated. Lin Feng, what the hell is going on here? Are you pulling our legs? Are you playing games with federal law enforcement? I stepped up to the podium, looking directly into the news cameras. Everyone, let's be perfectly clear. These 10 drums were never meant to be shipped to any of our nationwide locations. I knew exactly what my old rivals were planning, so I used their own greed against them. I set up a decoy storage zone at the very front of our warehouse, completely packed with fake replica drums filled with dyed food coloring water. I wanted to see exactly how far these desperate criminals would go to destroy me. The room went dead silent. They thought they were pulling off the heist of the century using underground mob tactics, but they didn't realize every single step they took was a pre-programmed march into my trap. Director Lee, right here on this flash drive is the complete encrypted audio recording of Wang Meng and Jibo Chang conspiring to commit commercial terrorism. I also have the verified bank statements showing Wang Meng wiring $1 million to bribe my security guard, who, by the way, works for our internal security auditing firm. I smiled. This is open and shut corporate espionage, attempted distribution of hazardous substances, and felony economic sabotage. The evidence is ironclad. Director Lee's face went from confused to furious in a split second. This is absolutely insane. Attempting a mass poisoning in broad daylight? All units, listen up. Initiate emergency arrests immediately. Shut down and seize the Apex Dining Group headquarters right now. Back at the Apex office, Wang Meng watched the live broadcast as the police sirens started echoing outside his window. He fell out of his chair, staring at the floor in horror. It was a setup, he whispered, his voice cracking. The security guard we bought for $1 million was the bait.
A decoy storage zone? Wang Mang screamed, staring at the TV screen in his office as his entire life melted in real time. We were playing checkers while Lin Feng was playing multi-dimensional chess. We were just a bunch of clowns putting on a free circus show for him this whole time. He turned around and aggressively grabbed Ji Ba Jiang by the collar. Ji, you said this plan was foolproof. You said there would be no witnesses. How the hell did he get high-def footage of you? Get your hands off me, Ji Baochang yelled, shoving him back. You ruined my life. If you still have that $20 million, give it to me right now. I need to flee the country. Flee with what money? Wang Mang shrieked. Young Master Liu completely wiped our accounts. I don't have a single dime. If you hadn't been so clumsy with your broken hands and feet, the cameras wouldn't have caught your ugly face so clearly. Bam! The office doors flew open and a squad of police officers flooded the room with handcuffs drawn. Nobody move. Wang Mang, Ji Baochang, you are under arrest. Ji Baochang dropped to his knees, staring blankly at the floor. 5 years in prison and I'm right back where I started. Lin Feng, I can't beat you. I can't beat you. It's karma. It's all karma. An hour later, back at my corporate headquarters, Chef Li walked into my office with a massive, satisfied grin. Lin, the police just issued an official statement. Wang Mang and Ji Baochang are facing a laundry list of felony charges. They're looking at a minimum of 10 years in federal prison. As for Apex Dining Group, all their locations nationwide have been permanently shut down and seized. They are completely done. I figured as much, I said, spinning my chair around to look out at the city. The exact moment they traded their human decency for a quick buck, they signed their own eviction notice from this industry. Lily walked in right behind him, waving a spreadsheet. Lin, I have more good news. The trust fund kid, Young Master Liu, is officially under federal investigation for illegal capital injections and money laundering. Also, those store managers who abandoned us for Apex's high salaries, they just got completely blacklisted by the entire Restaurant Association. They were literally crying on the phone, begging to come back. I told them to lose our number. Good, I nodded. They made their bed, now they can sleep in it. Zhang Dilao's doors will never open for people who lack a basic moral compass. What's the status on our end? 2 updates, boss. First, the internet smear campaign has been completely debunked. The public support for us is through the roof. Our related hashtags just cleared 10 billion impressions. Second, our unfair competition lawsuit against Apex has been officially accepted by the courts. Perfect. Just let the legal team handle the paperwork. Send a memo to every single location across the country. Our foot traffic is about to skyrocket, but our quality and service cannot drop by even 1%. The more eyes we have on us, the more we need to remember why we started. Chef Li let out an emotional sigh. Man, Lin, 5 years ago we were crammed into that tiny, broken-down shop across the street, literally counting pennies just to buy fresh meat. 5 years later, we are a national corporate giant, and we're about to ring the opening bell on the stock exchange. It feels surreal. It was a tough road, Li, but we walked it honestly, and we made it here because we never forgot the golden rule. The broth in the pot represents our conscience, and the food in the bowl represents our duty.
That evening, I called an all-hands meeting at the main corporate office. Everyone, listen up, I said into the microphone, looking out at hundreds of my employees. Why did Heidi Lau fail? Why did Apex Dining Group vanish overnight? The answer is simple. They threw away their conscience and dug their own graves. I want to reiterate this to every single person in this room. Zhang Dilao's ultimate red line is food safety. If anyone ever tries to cut corners on our ingredients, you will be fired on the spot and permanently blacklisted. We protect our customers, we stick together, and we never break our promises. The entire room erupted into massive cheers, chanting, "Zhang Dilao wins! Big Boss Lin wins!" 1 month later, the big day finally arrived. I was sitting in a VIP green room when Representative Zhang from the stock exchange walked in, smiling warmly. Good evening, Mr. Lin. Congratulations. Your IPO has been unanimously approved. All financial audits and compliance checks are completely clear. You are officially set to go live exactly 1 month from today. Thank you, Representative Zhang. I shook his hand. I appreciate all the hard work your team put into this. As soon as he left, Lily and Chef Li practically jumped in the air. Lin, we actually did it! From a 500 square foot greasy kitchen to the literal podium of the stock exchange. We're going public. Get the word out to the entire company, I smiled. Tell everyone to get their best suits ready. In 1 month, Zhang Dilao is ringing the bell.
The night before the IPO, the office was buzzing with final preparations. Is the itinerary for tomorrow's ceremony completely locked down? No issues with the morning schedule? Everything is double-checked, Boss Lim, Chef Lee said, wiping a tear from his eye. I still feel like I'm dreaming. 5 years ago, we didn't even have enough matching pots to serve a full dinner rush. Tomorrow, we're ringing the bell on Wall Street, and the guest list is locked in, Lily. Lily handed me a clipboard. Chef Lee and the very first batch of line cooks and servers who walked out of Haidilao with us are all taken care of. They're sitting right in the front row of the VIP section. Perfect, I said. By the way, did the final court ruling on Jibo Chang and Wang Meng come through? Yeah, it's officially settled. They aren't getting out anytime soon, Chef Lee muttered. The dust has finally landed. Good, let's not waste any more breath on them, I said, closing my laptop. Tomorrow belongs to Zhengdi Lao. Everyone get some sleep. The next morning, the grand hall of the stock exchange was packed to the brim with flashing cameras, investors, and news reporters. The announcer took the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Please give a warm welcome to the founder and chairman of Zhengdi Lao Hot Pot, Mr. Lin Fang. The applause was deafening as I walked up to the podium. Good morning, everyone. I looked out at the massive crowd, catching the eyes of Chef Lee and Lily in the front row. 5 years ago, I walked out of a bad partnership with $50,000 in cash and $100,000 bank loan. I used that money to buy a failing restaurant that only had 6 tables. A lot of people told me I was insane. They said I was literally throwing my money into a meat grinder. The crowd chuckled. In 5 years, we went from those 6 tables to over 300 corporate locations nationwide. A lot of Wall Street analysts have been asking me over the last week what our secret formula for success is. So today, I'm going to give everyone the exact answer. There is no secret formula. There is only a conscience. The only thing that keeps customers coming back is a clean kitchen, fresh food, and an honest heart. I looked up at the massive digital clock ticking down to 9:30 a.m. Today's opening bell isn't our finish line. It's just the starting blocks. Moving forward, Zhengdi Lao will always protect the red line of food safety and hold on to our core values as restaurant owners. Thank you all so much. I grabbed the heavy wooden mallet, stood in front of the massive bronze gong, and as 9:30 struck, I swung it with everything I had. Boom! We were officially public.